Morning. So today I embark on a pretty incredible and also insane challenge. I'm going to every single session of the Snooker World Championships. That's 46 sessions over 17 days. I've always wanted to do it, and we'll get into the reasons why I wanted to do it in future videos, but I think the chief reason is because I thought we were going to leave the Crucible, but as I say, I'll get into that in later videos. I'll go get on to who's playing today and who I'm watching. So, morning session, defending champion Zhao Xintong plays Liam Highfield on table 1, and on the other side it's Mark Allen against Zhang Ganda. That should be a belter, to be fair. I really like watching both of them play, but I'm excited to see what Zhao Xintong serves up. This afternoon it is Mark Williams against Antonin Kowalski, and on the other side it is Zhao Yulong against Zhao Guidong. I think the table layout is very confusing at the Crucible. It's really difficult to work out which players you're actually going to see on which table. It's not very well laid out. I think I'm seeing Zhao Yulong against Zhao Guidong. It'll be an all-Chinese affair, which should be an interesting watch. And then tonight, like an idiot, I've booked the other side to Zhao Xintong against Liam Highfield. I'd like to see the conclusion of that, really, but I'm seeing Barry Hawkins against Matthew Stevens. I think when I booked the tickets, like this table layout, as I say, I wasn't really that sure which side the defending champion would be on, so I just hedged my bets, and I think I got it wrong. But I think Zhao Xintong might absolutely murder Liam Highfield this morning. He's playing unbelievably. I mean, Liam's a good player, but I think he's going to do very, very well to live with Zhao Xintong the way he's playing. We'll have to see how it pans out. You know, you never know. With the Crucible curse might rear its head, and Liam Highfield might play snooker from the gods, but yeah, I think if it goes to the form guide, he's going to absolutely annihilate him. So yeah, over the next 17 days I'm going to be just filming a few short YouTube clips, just documenting my experiences, going to every single session, and yeah, if anyone sort of wants to watch it and finds it interesting, then great. If not, no worries. Just doing it more for my interest's sake as well as yours, and yeah, we'll see how the matches go today. I'll get back to you after the morning session. Just in terms of who I think is going to win this year, it's probably a good idea to start talking about that before people accuse me of after timing. So I backed 4 names. The first is Ronnie O'Sullivan. I just think he's in great nick. He's really sort of bided his time this year, I think is the way to put it, but he was really good in the World Open a few weeks back, and he played the John Virgo Trophy at Goffs last week, and I saw him against Higgins. He absolutely battered him, so yeah, it'll be a really interesting watch to see how Ronnie gets on. He's got a good draw, a good first round draw, which is important. So I've got him at 12-1 actually, which is a really good price. I got him during the World Open. I think he's like 4-1 now, something like that. But yeah, I knew that price wouldn't last too long, so I jumped on it. The second name I've got is Sean Murphy. He only just lost to Trump in the tour, but he's playing some good stuff. He's got a little mental block against Judd Trump, I think. I don't know whether it's psychological, but he really should have won that match like 2 or 3 times over. I've backed him at 22-1. I think he's actually given up punditry duties this year as well, which I think is important. I think it basically means he's I'm not so saying he didn't take it seriously in other years, but he's really dedicating himself to trying to win this year. I think that's really important. Like, his mindset, to me, has been completely off for the last few years. But we'll see what happens with Sean. He'll probably completely bomb out and make me eat my words. The other 2 that I've backed, less successful. So Tepchara New. So he won the World Open, playing some of the best snooker of his life, and then promptly went out in the 3rd round of World Championship qualifying. So he's not even at Sheffield this year. So that's That's £5 wasted. And the last one is Luca Bracel, who beat Chang Bing-Yu in the qualifiers. Really highly rated Chang Bing-Yu, I might add. And you know, I thought Bracel probably practiced quite hard. If he's beaten Chang Bing-Yu, might be due a run. But he went out to Jack Jones, who I really don't like. So yeah, quite disappointing that. Two of my picks pretty much gone straight away. My best friend has backed Judd Trump despite my protestations about his Q-tip. Well, he was complaining about his tip at the Tour Championship, and it's important for a snooker player to have a tip that they trust. But he was a good price at 6-1. And that's probably a reason why he's a good price, because he's, you know, just maybe not quite the confident Trump that he can be, but this place, a couple of wins, confidence comes flying back. So yeah, I'm going to go in for the morning, so I'm going to get a bit of brekkie first, I think. Going to go in for the morning sesh. Depending on the time I get out, I've brought my Q case down, so I've got a little mission to get as many players' signatures on this Q case as possible. It's quite a large Q case. I've already got Stephen Hendry, Dennis Taylor and Jimmy White when I went to an exhibition a couple of years ago. So yeah, I'm on a little mission to try and get as many as I can, so I'll keep you updated on that. So my accommodation where I'm staying is about a 10-minute walk from the Crucible, so I might nip back in between sessions and grab my case and then position myself outside the players' entrance for a bit and see how many I can get, or position myself outside the hotel because I know where most of them stay. So we'll see on that anyway. But yeah, I'll check in with you a bit later today and I'll let you know what happened. Nice one. Over and out. Hi there. So you joined me after an extremely quick sandwich in between the morning and afternoon session. The morning session only finished at 2 o'clock. Yeah, some really uncharacteristic play by Zhao Song, who's well off it. I hate to say it, but the curse could be happening again. I mean, if he doesn't buck his act up and really, I'd advise. He was yawning all throughout the morning session, so I'd advise him to get his head down for a couple of hours this afternoon, frankly, and hit a couple of balls, because he's just not striking the ball like he normally does. Missed some terrible shots and went for some liberties, really. You know, the thing is, he normally gets them, so you know, it sort of must be difficult for a player of his ability to not go for them at times. But yeah, I mean, Liam Highfield wasn't great either. I'd say he's 5 or 6 out of 10 maximum, and he's come out 5-4 down, which you just snap your hand off for at the start of the day. So yeah, I mean, interesting final evening session tonight. Gonna have to see what happens there. Meanwhile, I'm just about to go back in. Actually got it wrong this morning. I've got the Mark Williams game this afternoon, which I'm really excited about. Absolutely love Williams. Been one of my favourite players ever. So he's playing a debutant, so you'd think he'd take care of him. But after what I've just seen, I thought Zhang would massacre Highfield this morning, and not the case. Not the case. So we'll have to see what happens there. I've not seen any of the Mark Allen game for obvious reasons, but I think they finished the session 5-3, and they didn't play the full 9 frames, so quite a slow session over there as well. So yeah, very interesting. Seed struggling. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, it's Williams this afternoon, Hawkins Stevens tonight, and yeah, up for a good afternoon session anyway. Alright, I'll speak to you in a bit. Over and out. Evening all. I've just finished the Williams Kowalski afternoon session, day 1. I thought Williams' ringcraft and matchcraft really showed through at the end. Plus he got very, very, very lucky about 4 or 5 times in the last frame. Kowalski was very brave, got lovely cue action, maybe a tiny bit naive at times, pushed the boat out a couple of bit too far, but you kind of got to, as a qualifier against someone like Williams, you've got to try and go for it, and I respected him for that. A great all afternoon session. I mean, it massively flatters Williams 6-3 up. I mean, he should go on and win that fairly handily now. It's unlucky for Kowalski really, but he's got his tour card for the rest of the year, so he's pretty much set out. He's playing on house money, isn't he, really? I've just had time enough, rather than the 8 minutes I had in between the morning and afternoon sesh, had time enough to just nip out and get some tea. I had a little doner kebab just to keep me going. So tonight, as I said this morning, I've been a bit of a numpty, and I've booked the other table to Zhao Xintong. I thought it'd be a bit of a massacre, that. So I booked to see Barry Hawkins against Matthew Stevens. But having said that, I've checked tomorrow's tickets, and I'm seeing the end of the Barry Hawkins game. So yeah, looking forward to that. But outside the stage door now, just having a look at a few players coming out. No signatures today due to the length of time that I had basically to sort of get food and get myself right before sessions and in between sessions. So anyway, I'll do a little video at the end of tonight's summing up how that went. But yeah, nice one. Over and out. Evening all, checking in. Absolutely shattered after that evening session. Takes a lot out of you sitting down all day, I'll tell you that right now. So I told you earlier that I messed up I didn't get to see the end of the Zhao Xintong against Liam Highfield game, but it looked as if the world champs sneaked through 10-7, quite underwhelming. He's going to have to buck his ideas up. If he gets through to round 2, he's playing Ding Junhui by the seedings anyway, if he beats Dave Gilbert. So that'll be an absolute brainer, that Ding v Zhao. I mean, I think it's the match I'm looking forward to most in the second round if Ding wins. Incidentally, I'm actually seeing Ding tomorrow morning. So that's the first one up tomorrow morning, but I'll do a full morning video to sort of go through the entire day. In terms of tonight, Hawkins Stevens, so I've got to be honest, it was a tough watch. I am an ardent snooker fan, but it was really quite poor. So I think it took about 2.5 hours until we got to the mid-sesh. That was 2-all. Really scrappy, poor quality. Both players missing alarming amounts, and I actually forgot to say in the morning video, Hawkins is another one that I backed after the Welsh Open. He was 45-1, and I thought with his record in Sheffield, he might be a good long-term bet for a little bit. But to be honest with you, based on the first 4 frames of the mini session, I was just thinking, well, that's that bet out the window. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's. I'm a lot less confident than I was after he won the Welsh, let's put it like that. But no, to be fair, after 2-all, he really knuckled down Hawkins and just kind of toughed it out. He kept missing, like in the first 4 frames, he kept missing balls to the corner pockets. And from what I've seen today, the tables are playing very, very tight, which does make for a good tournament and a more interesting tournament because there'll be more misses basically. So it's more interesting for the fans seeing the players miss, I suppose. Obviously it's interesting than making big breaks as well, but you want to see them earn the big breaks. These are the best players in the world. You don't want the pockets to be generous, to be fair. So I don't mind them being tight, but Hawkins missed. There was about 6 pots he missed to the left corner pocket, like in the space of about 20 minutes, like it seemed, and it clearly got in his head. but he kind of just buffeted down the hatches, and when he went 4-2, there was almost no you know, there was no danger of it becoming any less than 6-3 or 7-2. Stevens just didn't really have that much. And it's funny, you know, because Stevens in qualifying sounded like he played really well. I mean, he beat Peter Lyons and he beat Bingham. Cracking wins, Bingham especially, you know, that's a great win. Probably his best win in a long time for Stevens. But I saw him on Hendry's Q-tips recently, and he says he doesn't really practice anymore. And I'm sorry, but if you're wanting to succeed at the highest level, maybe he doesn't, maybe he's just treating it kind of casually, but you know, if you want to succeed at the highest level, especially at World Championship, when you're playing players that are practicing 5-6 hours a day, pretty much minimum, you've got to put the hours in. Simple as that. And if you don't put the hours in, you have sessions where you can't put a ball and nothing goes right, and you're not getting the white in the positions that you want because you're less consistent. So, you know, he needs an absolute miracle. In fact, I'd say the game is done. We'll see what happens. That one's tomorrow afternoon, so could be quite a short one. But yeah, I am going to go to bed because up early in the morning, I haven't got any signatures because, as I previously communicated, I just didn't have time. Like, had 8 minutes in between morning and afternoon sessions, and only had enough time to sort of grab a semi-decent dinner tonight before we had to go back in. So I'm hoping that I have a little bit more time tomorrow, but I have thought that what I might do is I might take some squares of clear back plastic and get the players to sign that, so then I can cut round the signature and put it on the case. And it saves me having to lug the fucking huge case around. I've got a massive case. I will show you at some point. But yeah, that might be easier, just having a few sort of squares of clear back plastic and a Sharpie. Then I can just whip them out pretty much at any point. Yeah, I'll keep you updated with that anyway. Hopefully, I'm hoping to wake up early and corner at least 2 or 3 tomorrow morning. I'm determined to get 2 or 3. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Nice one. Over and out.